up, guys? Welcome back, and this is the Wisdom Channel as usual. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Obviously, you know, with my channel, I switch things up from time to time. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and talk about something that I get asked pretty often, people who actually go through this thing, which is called bankruptcy. And if you're thinking about doing that, before you do it, just want to cover a few things that you might want to be aware of, because some people believe that it's like the only option because all these people are calling you, collections, all these things are piling up. You know, I'm afraid they might take this, I'm afraid they might take that, they're going to garnish my wages, they're going to do this, this, and this. And you're probably at a time where, you may be seeking counsel from friends, family, maybe someone who's done it before. You might even have saw an attorney. And attorneys are going to try and sell it to you just so they can make money, however much they charge to do it for you. 2,000, 3,000, whatever state you're in, they charge different things. So, first thing you just need to look at all of your debts. Is it mostly collections? Is it, are you afraid that are you actually being sued and stuff like that? So the biggest thing is, are you in a state where they can actually garnish your wages if you're sued? Like, the only states as of today that I've checked that aren't allowed, and I live in one of those states, which is South Carolina, that they aren't allowed to garnish your wages is obviously I said South Carolina, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Texas. Only way they can garnish your wages is obviously for taxes, child support, and, federal student loans. Things like that. And I'm pretty sure there are other things, but these are the states as of today that can't do that. So if you live in any of those other states, that's a little different. So you shouldn't just file, for example, if you have a bunch of collections and things of that nature. Let's say if you have 100 collections and they're all $100 a piece. That's really no reason for you to file, just because you have 100 collections and $100 each, unless they're able to actually garnish your wages, like I said, and it's going to make it very difficult for you to live day to day once they start taking this money out of your paycheck and stuff like that. Another thing is the statute of limitations on a lot of these things is 7 years. For this debt. If you file bankruptcy, it's going to be on there 10 years for the most part. All of those charge-offs, all of those collections, those repos, all those things that you have, after 7 years, they're no longer able to collect legally. So that goes into the next thing that I want to discuss, and I'm getting into this whole broad picture of this so you understand. You should never be talking to any, and most of you don't anyway, you should never be talking to any, collection agencies, anyone who you owe a debt to, and because every time you talk to them or you make a promise to them, that just resets. So just stay away from talking to them, talking to these collection agencies, because you don't owe them money anyway, because you don't have that's not the original company or institution that you originally had a signed contract with or an agreement with. They sold that debt to the collections agency, so you guys just need to keep that in mind. Paying off a collection agency anyway, it's not going to increase your score. The only thing you should be paying a debt to is the original company, and that's obviously if they agree to remove it, and it needs to be in writing. But a lot of times, if you can't afford it, you just can't afford it. And I know that's one of the scariest things that a lot of you see is when you get that paperwork in the mail, that summons, whatever it is, or after you've already been avoiding, saying that they're taking you to court. Obviously, if you don't appear before a court, they win a default judgment, whatever have you. Those things, like I said, it depends on what state you're in. You can look into further, but even with a judgment, if they're only able to collect if you're in that particular state. My state, if there's a judgment or anything, they can't collect on you. I know, and I've had those removed because obviously if you're watching this video, you know that I do credit repair and trade lines. So I've had judgments, tax liens, all that stuff removed. I've had bankruptcies. I've removed bankruptcies for people as well. Most of the people I've done have been Chapter 7, Chapter 13. That's, I believe, when you're actually agreeing to pay some of your debt back to these individual companies who you skipped out on and things like that. So don't just think that that's your only resort. Credit repair, and obviously it looks like I'm selling this to you. It can clean up your file within a few months, as opposed to you having a bankruptcy on your record for 10 years and then that black eye when you go to get any type of credit. Not saying that it can't, that bankruptcy, because people who I've gotten bankruptcies off, even before then, they were still getting credit. So I would never say that filing bankruptcy will stop you from getting any type of credit, but it does hinder a lot of things. And I think you already know that if you're watching this video, you've done your research on it. So, and I'm looking at my notes here. Like I said, this is an impromptu video. I'm just looking at my notes to make sure I covered everything so that you guys know. And it's, at the end of the day, this stuff can be removed whether you do it yourself, you hire a credit repair company, you hire me. It can be done. It's much cheaper than hiring an attorney and all the consequences and ramifications that come with filing bankruptcy and you waiting 10 years. It can be done. So there's alternate things or other ways of handling this other than bankruptcy and letting it be a final resort. So it's an expensive thing. You just have to weigh your options. Like I said, it's not your only option. All of these things can be removed through credit repair because there's a right to report process, and at the end of the day, whether the debt is yours or not, it still has to be proven. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, look into it, think about it, weigh your options, and if you feel it's something you want to do, contact anyone who does it. You can contact me personally. All my information is below or on the page if you're watching this from my page. Contact me directly if you want a quote. I got my phone numbers on there as well, my email address, and let's get this thing going. Y'all want to get that pretty credit going. So like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching this video on YouTube, add me on social media. My page for the credit repair as well, for my Instagram and my Facebook pages are on there. My website is up there as well. All my other links are there as far as my products. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Peace be upon you all and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty. And I will catch you guys on the next live stream or chat or next video. If you got any questions, feel free to hit me up. And I have another video on my page for frequently asked questions as far as credit repair and stuff like that. So with that being said, I am out. You guys have a great day. Peace.